welcome to my second video. This video is how I chose my school of social work. Okay, so you're gonna like this one. The only school in the state of Oklahoma where I can obtain my master's of social work is the University of Oklahoma. So there you have it. But we're not gonna stop there. It's not clickbait, I promise you. I'm gonna give you some tips. So, when I was looking at schools, there's multiple schools you can get your bachelor's, but only OU if you wanted to obtain your master's of social work. So what I did was look at online options. I looked at schools in California. I looked at Walden. I looked at Kaplan. I looked at, I can't even think. So I noticed that these schools were like $80,000 and up. Whereas if I physically went to school at the University of Oklahoma, it was $40,000. So at the time they didn't have online courses. When I say online, I don't mean online. Let me see how to describe this. So you can take courses that are over Zoom that are not considered online. The online program is strictly online. You can't jump back and forth from online to an in-class. You have to do strictly one or the other. So the daytime full-time degree plan was a 2-year plan. The evening courses was a 3-year plan. Since I was a full-time federal employee, I didn't want to give up that income. So what I had to do was take it as far as I could, and then resign and become a full-time student. But here are my 6 tips. I know other people may have other tips, but these are just my 6 tips of how I went about trying to select a college before getting stopped and having to just pick one. But had I continued, these would have been the 6 things that I would do in order to pick the college that I want. First, it's location, location, location. There's something about that. You know, where do you want to go? Do you want to, if you're at home with your parents right now, do you want to stay close to your parents? Do you want to stay in that area? Do you want to move away from your parents? Do you want to stay within your state? Do you want to move out of your state? One thing I personally wouldn't do is pick a college because my friends are going there. You may find that the curriculum or the overall, education provided by the school may not be to your satisfaction, and you only went because your friends are going, or your friends may decide that they no longer want to be students at that college for any reason or another, and now you're there alone at a college that you don't necessarily feel like you're getting what you need. So I personally, not saying that you don't, because for some people it may have worked, but for others it has not. So location, 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 but make sure it's for you. 2, pricing. How much do you want to pay? I didn't want to pay $80,000 for the same type of education that I could get for $40,000. I just couldn't do it because it was an online course. For some of you, that may be okay because it may fit in your schedule, but price was a big thing for me. You know, how are you going to pay for that? Are you going to use do you have a scholarship? Are you going to apply for grants? Are you going to apply for scholarships? Are you going to apply for student loans? You hear a lot of people saying that, hey, this student loan, I'm still paying on it years and years and years. Decide what you have already available to you. Apply for scholarships if you need to. Don't feel shy or any type of, apprehensive towards the paperwork or whatever. Apply for those scholarships and try to get those extra funds that they can only help you in the end. 3, ranking and reviews. I looked at colleges and I found that the college I go to didn't rank high as far as social work. It was like out of the top 50. I want to say it was in the lower categories. But for some people, that's an issue. You know, for me, it kind of was an issue, but it was nothing I could do unless I wanted to move out of the state or if I wanted to take an online course. But for some of you, this can be a real big thing. You know, the ranking and reviews. If a lot of students are complaining about the quality of education or the lack thereof, it may be a sign that you should pick another college. And I want you to know, just because a college is this, let me say, just because the college itself, the name of a particular college, has such a good standing, a high ranking as a college, your school that you're going to, your academic program may be ranked lower. Just because the college has a high ranking doesn't mean that your academic program is going to be the same. Number 4, take a school tour. Schools offer tours, and on these tours, you may have the opportunity to talk to people. You know, your tour guide is going to give you a lot of information, but you know, find out other things that you may be interested or curious about. You know, stop someone, a random student, ask them questions. But definitely take the school tour, see what you're getting into. You know, does it look old, run down? You know, are the facilities up to date? You know, what's going on here? Check that out, because that could be a sign. It can be a make or break for you. Number 5, speak to students that are already in the program that you want to go into. College that I'm going to now, they've allowed you to do that. They had student volunteers from each academic section that were willing to speak to students and let you know their thoughts and their feelings about the program, their challenges that they may have went through, and what they did to overcome those challenges. I felt that was very beneficial for me, and it can also be helpful for you. And final, number 6, talk to an advisor. Talk to an advisor. Let them know what you plan to do, and they will let you know what options you have, what options they have for you. You know, it can only help benefit you along the way. So there you have it. Those are my 6 tips of how to select the college, or how I selected my college, or would have selected my college if I had the opportunity to do so. I hope this benefits you. If you find it beneficial, please hit that like and subscribe. Thanks again, and I hope you get out there and be you.